Hello again, and Pete Mac here with another guitar and stuff video, and today I'm going to take a look at and talk about Les Pauls, because I've had a lot of Les Pauls over the years, and well, they advertised this one as the one. Well, is it going to be my last one? I'm not so sure. Probably not, but it made a bit of a noise a couple of months ago coming out because it's the 2004-2005 Gibson Les Paul Studio. I've had quite a few studios over the years as well. I've been a bit keen on buying Les Pauls, but this is the most recent incarnation of them, and it's quite a nice looking guitar, as you can see. I'll talk about it in a little bit and play some stuff. It's got quite a that was a bit of the neck pickup. It's got some nice features on it, and how does it compare to you know, I played somebody else's Les Paul, albeit in around about 1974. I think that was a custom Les Paul, a Sempty custom. That was an interesting guitar if you happen to be a weightlifter, because it was so heavy. And then it got even heavier in the 80s with a gold top that a friend lent me for a few months to do a show, and that must have weighed about 12 pounds. And then more recently, forget about the rest, I did get a studio in about 2015, I think it was, a third of the price of this. Just, what's that, 10 years ago, I think it was 500 and something pounds, and that was a lovely guitar, but it was pretty much stripped bare, just a piece of wood and some pickups, really. A lovely piece of wood, lovely piece of mahogany, and I've had a lot of Les Paul since, especially Gibsons, and especially I had quite a few since 2019. Tried all those, the 60s, the 50s, and kept some of them for a while. Lovely guitars, but expensive, you know. They were asking for $2,500 for those. That's a lot of money. This one, Gibson sort of advertising it about £1,600 or £1,700, but I think about £1,300 or £1,400 is the asking price, brand new now. So 3 times the price of what it was 10 years ago, and that's quite a lot of money. But what do you get for it anyway? Well, you get the Gibson logo, although it's not, you know, it's just looks like the printed on one, but it still looks good. You get the you know, the vintage type tuners. A very nice, very nice indeed, fretboard of rosewood, and in the past some of the studios I've had, the fretboards haven't been wonderful, but this is, well, I'll tell the truth, I've probably had about in excess of 10 Les Paul standards, and this fretboard is as good as any of them. Also, it's bound, which is unusual for a studio. I'd never had a bound Gibson Les Paul studio in the past, and it makes massive difference, for me at least, massive difference to the playing feel. It's really smooth, absolutely superb. So 2 big pluses there for me from down the years having played them. You know, argue about, yeah, are they worth the the added £1,000 or $1,000? That's the question mark. But yeah, massive upgrade there. They got Burstbucker Pro pickups. They're pretty good. I did have Burstbuckers on the 2015. Nice sounding guitar. I quite like these pickups, and they, for me, is competing a lot really, because the last Gibson pickups were custom buckers and they are my personal favourites, but the guitar itself is just too expensive. I couldn't keep it. 4 times the price of this, but necessity called. And I was without a Les Paul, and then so this for me I've just bought recently. As you can probably see, it's in fantastic condition. And then, funny enough, they got another one of these which is called figured, which has got a because these are supposed to be plain, but yet if you look, this is beautifully figured. This is as, can you see it? This is as nicely figured as any standard I've had. Well, perhaps not. I've had 1 or 2 have been crazy figured, but certainly, I don't know. I don't think I'd need to pay for an upgrade to a figured one if this is a non-figured one, because it is, in my definition of figured. What else? Well, this nitro, which is great. Back and front and all over, which makes a difference as well to most of us who are, Les Paul geeks. In there, of course, mine is a PCB. It's not the stuff that I've been using for a long time, which is the normal, pots and bumblebees and whatever. That's a PCB, but I'm thinking of getting hold of a custom bucker. And these are quick release. So if I could get a custom bucker with a quick release, which I don't think they make at the moment, I could sort of knock one up somehow. Put a quick release button on the end, perhaps. I'd get one of those definitely, and maybe try one in the neck. But at the moment, very pleased with these. It all looks pretty good. It's obviously mahogany neck, with a lovely figured top on this one, although they don't call this one figured. Anyway, let's run through quickly some of the stuff on it. I've got I'm playing through a Boss Katana, and I've got some gain on, some delay, and some reverb. The neck pickup, let's have a look at it. 2 pickups. And the bridge pickup. I've forgotten to mention the push pulls, but I'll come back to it. Bridge pickup. This is just the normal pickup. Yeah, 2 push pulls on this one on the volume parts, and basically it's coil tap, so you get a different tone slightly. See if you can hear it. Very subtle. There's a little touch of P90 in it somewhere. Let's put them both up. Whatever. I quite like that sound. Quite nice. I was on the neck pickup with the coil tap. Very difficult to, you know, unless you're in the studio on a stage, to give you a real feel for the sort of power and the energy of a Les Paul. Oh gosh, look at the time, too long. I'll get off. Overall, where would I rank this? Well, without a doubt, clearly the best for me, the best studio I bought, and it feels very, very much like a standard, you know, standard from the circa. I mean, I had a 2008 one. The neck, again, personally, is lovely. It's quite, well, I wouldn't call it. I suppose it's thinnish, but not thin. It's not an SG, and it's not a 60s neck, but it's near it. But you know, I like it. It's wide and it's a little bit thinner, and it suits me, my hands. Yeah, I don't know what to say, but I mean, relative to what they used to cost, obviously 3 times more from 10 years ago is crazy, but it's not really a Les Paul studio. It's essentially, for me, I mean, sort of tried all these things over the years. What this is a Les Paul standard without the binding, you know, without the double binding, without the binding around the body. That's all I can say. Do I like it? Yeah, I like it. Do I want to stick with the burst back as pros again? I will for a while, but I'll probably change it. But yeah, a nice guitar, a really nice guitar. Thanks for watching. Sorry it's gone on so long again.